welcome back to another video. We've now made it to that time of year again where we are getting super close to the summer break of 2025. After a very long and difficult school year, we're almost at the end once again. And it will be almost time to enter into summer break. Yet again, it felt like it was just yesterday we were having to make this announcement for the 2024 summer break. And now, here we are almost a year later, ready for 2025 summer break. 2024 summer break was awesome. We got to have many fun memories doing the Diecast tour, doing our 25th edition of the Monster Jam World Finals, getting to crown 2 new champions. Then we also did a bunch of other stuff for the Diecast League, such as the 2024 Summer International Tour. And as you saw almost a month ago, which we already crowned our champion for that International Tour, that being Charlie Pauken in Gravedigger, who now has that first automatic invite into my Monster Jam World Finals 26. And we also got to wrap up our tours for Stadium Tour West and Stadium Tour East. We saw Ryan Anderson take the win on Stadium Tour West, and Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger taking the win on Stadium Tour East. We also went to 7 Monster Jam shows as well during the summer. We got a chance to go to Monster Jam World Finals in Inglewood, California, where we had a very fun time doing the Friday at the Stadium, and as well as the full show as well. Friday at the Stadium now making history for being probably one of the most profitable and most viewed videos in the history of my channel so far. And we also got to have a fun time at the show where we got to see 4 new champions crowned, and was overall a very fun weekend and a very fun event. One of the best events I have ever been to in my entire life. I'd say it's second to that of World Finals 21 from the 2022 summer break. And then we also got to see Monster Jam's return to the Kia Center in Orlando for the first time in 6 years. And then we got to go to Sunrise, Florida to end off the summer break, where we just had another fun time hanging out in Sunrise for our now 2nd year in a row. Now it is time to look forward into the future to see what will be happening here with the summer break of 2025, and what the schedule is going to look like, and what we're going to be doing. So first up, the first things on the list, we got a lot of stuff for the Diecast tour happening as we wrap up Q1 and get all of our tours wrapped up, as we will be wrapping up during the summer break 4 out of our 5 tours, as Arena Series West will actually be over the week before summer break begins. So that will be very awesome to see who will win that. And also, something I forgot to mention is hopefully summer break will be starting in around 1 month from now on May 22nd. So our first thing we're going to be doing for the summer break as far as the channel goes is our first show of the summer will be on May 24th in East Rutherford, New Jersey at MetLife Stadium for the second to last stop here on Stadium Championship Series East. The lineup will feature Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger, Cynthia Gauthier and Lucas Stabilizer, Mondo Castro and El Toro Loco, Bari Musauer and Zombie, Colt Stevens and Thunder Roris, Camden Murphy and Classroom Crusher, Kevin Crocker and Megalodon, Jim Kohler and Avenger, Chris Kohler and Mayhem, Joe Foley in Axe, Mike Christensen in Vendetta, and Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack. I'm super duper excited to head to East Rutherford to kick things off here in the summer break, as East Rutherford has always been a fun stop for us. East Rutherford has had some big history here for my channel, as back in 2022, East Rutherford was for Stadium Tour Yellow, was the most viewed video on my channel, well, for a very long time, and I think it still holds at the 2nd place spot. So, this place had a lot of success on YouTube, and we've also had lots of great shows here over the history. So we cannot wait to see what happens This will also be the second last stop on the tour, so if there's a possibility, as Tyler Menninga right now has a pretty big points lead over Bari Musauer and Zombie, so there's a possible chance we could crown him a champion early here in East Rutherford if he can do well enough within these next couple of stops, as we still do have 4 more shows left on Stadium Tour East before we get to East Rutherford, as we still have left Philadelphia and Foxborough, which are happening this weekend. And then 2 weeks after that, we will be having San Antonio and Houston. So there's still quite a lot of time for stuff to get really changed up in points. And Tyler Menninga's lead could be shortened, and he could be out of the lead altogether. And maybe somebody like Jim Kohler, Bari Musauer, Ken Murphy, Colt Stevens, or maybe even Armando Castro will be in that top spot. We'll have to see. And then we have 2 other drivers that we'd love to keep an eye out for. You got to keep an eye out for Jim Kohler, an Avenger. We can't wait to see what kind of Avenger body he's going to be running in MetLife Stadium that weekend. We can't wait to see what cool design he will bring out for us. Then we got Joe Foley and Axe in the compare. We got to really keep our eyes on. As you know, Joe being a volunteer firefighter and us being so close near New York, where the infamous 9/11 incident occurred there, sadly. And so, that's and since Joe Foley's a volunteer firefighter, he was, for start his career, in monster trucks. And, there were a lot of firefighters involved on that infamous day. And we're pretty close to New York here from New Jersey. So, this stop will mean a lot to Joe Foley to represent for all those people who were involved in that very tragic incident. So, Joe Foley, out of all the stops on the season, he's definitely going to want to go the hardest on this one right here to try to get a win. And, we just can't wait to see what Joe Foley is. He's going to be ready to tear that truck apart in East Rutherford on that weekend. Our next stop for the Diecast Tour will be on May 26th in Fort Myers, Florida, on a beach somewhere where we cannot reveal. So we do have the lineup for Stadium Tour West that will be competing here on Memorial Day. We've got a lineup featuring Adam Anderson and Gravedigger, Caleb Blood and Sparkle Smash, Tristan England and JCB Digtron, Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger, Todd LeDuc and Megalodon, Jamie Garner in El Toro Loco, Bryce Kenny and Monster Mutt, Zach Garner and Wildside, Cole Venard and Black Pearl, Matt Pagliarulo and Jester, Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken, and Michael Pagliarulo and Excalibur. Now, if you guys can remember back from Holiday Racing Season 6, you should know that we did do one of the Holiday Racing events out on this beach, and now we can finally get a shot at doing Monster Jam show out here. Now, I think I did do a show back in 2016 with back at this place in Fort Myers, and we've been wanting to return now for a long time. As these past 3 summers, we have actually tried returning to do an event here in 2022. We sadly just did not work out because the rules were for that season we had to have all the first quarter events for my Diecast tour, have all the tours wrapped up before Fort Myers, before we went to before we went to Monster Jam World Finals 21 for the real life event. Before we went there, we had to have all of our tours wrapped up. That was the rules for that season. Make sure you had plenty of time to get everything for all these crews and stuff like that, to get the trucks ready to go for that weekend. So, we didn't get a chance to do it then because Fort Myers trip was after World Finals that year. 2023, we're going to try to go there with some more time, since the World Finals wasn't going to be until mid-July. But sadly, due to a hurricane that had destroyed the place, and it was not opened back up at this point in 2023, as it got destroyed in September of 2022. So we sadly couldn't get a chance to do it then. In 2024, there was stuff going on in our personal lives that just kind of impacted us to not be able to go do this trip before, because my Diecast World Finals had just happened the weekend before we went on this trip. So, it didn't work out, but it looks like this year, it looks like it should work out for us, and we cannot wait. And we're finally getting a chance to do this Memorial Day event there's a lot of headline and compares we need to keep an eye out for in this event, as this will actually be marking the 5th to last stop here on Stadium Tour West. So, first compare we need to keep our eye out for is Kayla Blood in Sparkle Smash in this event. As Kayla Blood, it is Memorial Day, a day we honor all of our veterans and all of those who have served. Kayla Blood, I believe, is the only driver in this lineup who has served for our military here in the United States. And, she may not be driving Soldier Fortune like she was in the past couple of years. She's driving the Sparkle Smash truck, but she's going to be making sure to have that truck dialed in and ready to go, and she's going to want to represent for all of those in our military and try to get a win. I mean, Kayla Blood has also had some good luck on the beach before, as I believe last year, looking back to last year on the finale stop for Stadium Tour West in Madeira Beach, Kayla Blood ended up taking home the freestyle win, I believe the racing win, as well as the overall event championship win. So she had a very dominant event in that last stop in Soldier Fortune. Now she's home to bring all that energy back in Sparkle Smash. And I'm going to repeat that magic yet again on a beach, this time a bit farther down south. So, she's gonna be ready to tear it up and represent and try to get this win. Next up, we got Tyler Duke and Megalodon. He's also a competitor we gotta look out for. He is driving a Shark. And there's also some rumors that are going around that he may be running a new body for Megalodon in this event. So y'all are definitely going to have to keep your eyes out for that to see what that new body could possibly be. Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger. A lot of people are saying that Ryan Anderson got robbed at the last beach event that he did, as he absolutely burned it down back at Madeira Beach to close out Stadium Tour West, one of the best freestyles of the whole season. But sadly, they got underscored by the judges and was not able to take home that freestyle win. So he's definitely ready to come out here to the beach, and he's ready to tear it up in freestyles. That's all he's going there for. He's not going to be there for the racing or for the skills. He's going to purely be there for that freestyle, as he really wants to tear up that Son of a Digger truck. And it's a one and done, so we don't have to worry about fixing the truck for a show the next day or something like that. It's just a one and done. They'll have plenty of time at the shop to get the truck fixed up and ready to go for the next event. So Ryan is going to be ready to go to the beach and burn it down. Next up, we've got Jamie Garner and El Toro Loco. Jamie Garner, he's, last time he was at a beach event for Monster Jam in 2022 when we kicked off Stadium Tour Red, when he made his first ever appearance in El Toro Loco to kick off the 2023 season and our first ever Madeira Beach event. He burned it down, and he's going to be ready to do that yet again here in Captiva. Never mind about that, but in Fort Myers. He's going to be ready to tear it up. He's going to be ready to tear the truck up. And, last time he got nominated for Stadium Freestyle of the Year from that run. So he hopes to do another great freestyle and hopefully get another one of those nominees again for our Stadium Freestyle of the Year. Jamie already has 2 freestyle wins on the season coming from Glendale and El Paso. So he'd love to get another win out here at the beach. And then our next pair we definitely got to keep an eye out for is for Cole Vennard and Black Pearl. He's got a pirate-themed truck, and we're on the beach, so there's no better setting than that. Cole's also had a good truck that's been working really well all season long. So he's going to be ready to tear it up on the beach. He's going to be ready to send this Black Pearl flying high through the air. And also, he's going to be representing for his non-for-profit organization, Limbs Like Me, out here at the beach. As a lot of people who have there's a lot of people who have served in our military who have sadly lost, like, maybe one of their legs. And so, I do feel as if a lot of the customers that we see getting Cole Vennard giving all these prosthetics legs to are probably people who may have served in our military. And since it is Memorial Day, and Cole Vennard himself also has a prosthetic, he's definitely want to represent all those people out there and hope to try to get a win and represent for all of our troops here on Veterans Day. Then the last drivers we need to keep our eye out for in this event are the Pag Trio. It's a home state event for them. Their second home state event of the season since Tampa back in spring break. And, they're, of course, very familiar with the beach. They've even done other beach events before for independent shows. And so, the Pagliarules, and of course, them being Florida boys, they're very familiar to the beach. So they would love to get a win at the beach. Since trying to get a win in a home and nearly a home crowd show. So that would mean a lot for them to try to get the win in any of the competitions and in the overall event championship. And in total, guys, we're really looking forward to this beach event for Stadium Tour West on Memorial Day. As this time, instead of being on the pool table, which can get a bit cramped sometimes with the track, we're going to have a lot more space at the beach. We may have some bit of a harder sand there, depending on the weather conditions. Weather's going to play a factor in this event with rain. Some of that possible rain from the previous day, or possibly even rain during the event, could definitely heavily impact these drivers and impact the sand. If we get the sand just right, it can be hopefully very nice and hard, which will allow for solid ramps for these trucks to just go flying off of. And this show's definitely got potential to be a very good one, and possibly one of the best shows of the year on this tour. So it's going to be awesome. I'm very excited. I can't wait to see what these drivers can do with the bigger and open space. The next show we got on the summer break schedule will be on May 27th back in Fort Myers, Florida. This time for the final stop for Stadium Championship Series East, which will feature the lineup of Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger, Cynthia Gauthier and Lucas Stabilizer, Mondo Castro and El Toro Loco, Bari Musauer and Zombie, Colt Stevens and Thunder Roris, Camden Murphy and Classroom Crusher, Kevin Crocker and Megalodon, Jim Kohler and Avenger, Chris Kohler and Mayhem, Joe Foley and Axe, Mike Christensen and Vendetta, and Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack. So this show for Stadium Tour East, there's definitely a lot of stuff that could happen, as this event was possibly where we could crown the champion of the event, as long as nobody clinches in one of the earlier stops due to more points. But if some of these other drivers like Bari or Jim, who are a bit down in points right now and are a bit behind Tyler Menninga, if they can start doing well and catch up to him, they could lead to a very close and interesting points battle for the series championship come Tuesday, May 27th. But there's a lot of other competitors we got to keep our eye out for, besides maybe competitors like Tyler and Bari. Jim is going to be running some special scheme at the beach. Since it is a beach event, there's probably an idea. And if you really know your Avenger bodies, you probably know which one Jim's going to bring out for this beach event. He ran it last year, and he's going to try to run it again this year. So we can't wait to see what that cool body Jim Kohler will be running. Kevin Crocker, of course, driving a Shark out on the beach. It's going to be really cool, so we can't wait to see how Kevin will do. So he's definitely going to try to go big. And then Bari Musauer, I'd like to touch on him again. Bari Musauer, another home state show for Bari. We just did one of his home state. We just have already done 2 home state shows for him already on the season back in Orlando and Jacksonville, which proved him to have very great success. I believe he won both the racing competitions at those shows, and even got some overalls wins as well, and some pretty high finishes in freestyle. So he'd love to have another dominant Florida event, and it'd mean nothing more for Bari Musauer than to have a great event, take home that overall event championship, and hopefully walk out of Fort Myers with that series trophy in his hands and getting that next invite to the World Finals. And Bari's really hoping to make that happen. Then we also have Colt Stevens and Thunder Roris, who's also going to be ready to burn it down as well on the beach. Last time we were at a beach event, Colt Stevens ended up winning the skills challenge, so he's going to hope to try to get another skills win. And he's also definitely going to be hunting for that freestyle win as well, as he definitely wants that freestyle win on the beach, as well as that would also be very, very cool for him to pull off and achieve. We're also, once again, track on the pool table can get a bit crammed for Stadium Tour East, so we're very excited for this beach event where these drivers can just let it all hang out and have the bigger space. Hopefully some very good track conditions. Weather does play a factor yet again here with rain, since we are in Florida. We all know how the rain will do and how it can impact the track and impact these drivers' abilities here, as it can play an effect for all competitions. So, we can't wait to see what will happen and see who will burn it down and see who could possibly walk out of Fort Myers with the series championship. Our next Diecast League events for the summer will be June 7th through 8th in Atlanta Motor Speedway at Atlanta, Georgia for the 4th and 3rd to last stops here on Stadium Tour West. The lineup again will feature Adam Anderson and Gravedigger, Caleb Blood and Sparkle Smash, Tristan England, JCB Digatron, Ryan Anderson, Son of Digger, Todd Duke and Megalodon, Jamie Garner and El Toro Loco, Bryce Kenny and Monster Mutt, Zach Gardner and Wildside, Cole Vidar and Black Pearl, Matt Pagliarulo and Jester, Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken, and Michael Pagliarulo and Excalibur. Now, the past 2 years, we've crowned some series champions in Atlanta. So if Tristan England can just absolutely dominate Inglewood and Fort Myers, he's got a shot and dominate Atlanta as well. He's got a shot at walking out of Atlanta mathematically clinching the points championship and could possibly get a shot to win his first stadium tour. He would love to do that, but it's definitely going to be tough competing up against players like Ryan Anderson, Zach Garner, Michael Pagliarulo, Todd LeDuc, Cole Vidar, Bryce Kenny, Adam Anderson, Jamie Garner, Caleb Blood. I mean, all these drivers are all fantastic, and they're definitely not going to give it to him easy. But he's definitely going to be ready to burn it down in Atlanta. As once again, kind of like in Fort Myers, it's going to be another pretty big track, and it's going to be a different type of track that we've seen all season for this tour. As Atlanta's going to get a cool and especially unique type of style for racing this year that we have not seen from any other Atlanta show we've done. We're going to be returning doing Atlanta back out on the porch again, so weather could also play a very huge factor as well. As you know, with the rain and stuff like that, due to being in Florida, being in Georgia, but technically we're filming the event in Florida. But yeah, since we are filming this event here on the porch, weather could definitely play a factor. There could be some rain, which could cause the track conditions to change. It could be very wet and slippery with the track getting all covered in water. It's definitely very interesting. We can't wait to see how the weather will play out for this event. And there's a lot of stuff we can talk about with competitors on this thing. Tristan England, is going to try to clinch the series championship, and he's near some pretty big headquarters for JCB. So there's going to be a lot of people from JCB who are going to be here at this event here, and they're going to be ready to watch Tristan hopefully burn it down. And he's home to represent the sponsor. Pretty good for JCB. Ryan Anderson, super duper excited to be back in Atlanta, as well as Ryan Anderson. He's always been wanting to do this large speedway track now for quite some time, and he finally gets the chance to do it this year. So we're very excited to see how he will do, and he's going to be ready to tear it up, especially in freestyle, and he's also very excited for that racing track. And then we've also got Adam Anderson and Gravedigger. Team Gravedigger's had a lot of great luck here over the past 2 years that we've done this show on the porch. Adam Anderson got the Extreme Air of the Year award from Atlanta from 2 years ago in 2023. So he's hoping to try to make that magic happen again here this year. Kayla Blood's also had some pretty good luck in Atlanta as well. She did pretty good here back in 2023 and almost won the series championship as well, but sadly lost due to a bad rollover in freestyle, where she rolled over early, trying to maybe go a bit too big off one of the first hits of her run. So we can't wait to see how Kayla will do this time back in the all-new Sparkle Smash instead of Soldier of Fortune. So we're going to be excited to see how she will do. And, we also got to keep our eye on Bryce Kenny. Bryce Kenny also got an award nominee from here, from the Sunday Atlanta show, where I believe he went for his massive big air jump, but then I think he rolled over and got a save, and I believe that was able to get him, I believe, maybe both the Extreme Air of the Year award and maybe the Save of the Year award. I can't really remember, but I believe he ended up winning some award. I remember he won some award off of that hit. So he's going to hope to recreate that magic here again this year, this time in Monster Mutt. Then, also, you got to keep your eyes out on all these other competitors. The Pag Trio, and they're practically also near Florida, near their hometown, near their home states. They're definitely going to be ready to tear it down. Cole Vennard, Zach Garner, and Jamie Garner, Team Overboards, had their trucks dialed in all season long, so they're going to be ready to tear it up. And don't count out Todd LeDuc and Megalodon, as well as he could also definitely come out here and burn it down as well. Next up, we've got the finale stops, the final 4 stops for Arena Championship Series Central from June 13th to June 15th in the Landers Center in South Haven, Mississippi. The lineup will feature Matt Cody and Gravedigger, Fernando Martinez in El Toro Loco, Jamie Sullivan in Sparkle Smash, Angelina Knock in Megalodon, John Zimmer Sr. in Zombie, John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity, Triton Robbins in Crazy Train, and Montana Robbins in Plane Crazy. So this show right now is definitely going to be very interesting, as these will be our final 4 stops on Arena Championship Series Central. So we will be crowning a champion that weekend. We're starting to run down to the wire on Arena Series Central. I think there's only 5 stops left. We only got 1 more stop left before this, which is Lexington, Kentucky. I believe that's the only stop we have left. I can't remember if there's 1 more stop or not, but I believe we've only got 5 shows left this season for with Lexington and South Haven. So these drivers are definitely going to be ready to tear it down and burn it down to try to win the series. Currently right now, Jamie Sullivan and Sparkle Smash has got the points lead with a pretty big gap. That can easily change, as right now John Zimmer Jr., Matt Cody, and Fernando Martinez are fighting for that spot for first place. So we can hope to try to see one of them try to make a comeback and try to make the points close, or to try to snatch that lead away from Jamie Sullivan and Sparkle Smash. It'll definitely be an interesting weekend, and we can't wait to see who can possibly walk away with this series championship in their hands, as it could definitely be a close battle. It could be anybody's game. We'll see if Jamie Sullivan can win her first series title, or maybe John Zimmer Jr., Fernando Martinez will come back and get their first ever series title, or maybe Matt Cody will come back and get the win and get and win it for the 2nd year in a row. We'll have to see. We can't wait to see what happens on our final 4 shows here for Arena Series Central. Next up, we've got Colorado Springs, Colorado, from June 20th to June 22nd in the Broadmoor World Arena, which will feature the lineup of Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger, Tony Oaks and Thunder Roris, MJ Solario in El Toro Loco, Michaela Telechka in Megalodon, Blake Granger in Monster Mutt Dalmatian, Brandon Telechka in Just Get Her Done 2, Jamie Garner in Overboard, and Zach Garner in Wildside. So I believe right now, according to my calculations, I believe there is only 10 stops, not 10, but only 6 stops left for Arena Championship Series East. As of right now, these will be the last 4 stops of the tour, but we still got 2 more before the summer break comes in Nampa and in Pensacola. So this will be interesting to see how it goes for the final stops on the tour, as we have Kristen Anderson, as we have Tony Oaks and Thunder Roris currently in the points lead as of right now. And Tony just took the lead on Easter Sunday from Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger. So he's very excited. Hopefully he can try to win this series and clinch the points here in Colorado Springs, as it's definitely a close battle. Only 7 points separates him and Kristen Anderson as of the moment. But Tony Oaks would love to walk away with his first series championship, hopefully that weekend, and get that automatic invite into the World Finals. And then we got Christian Anderson and Gravediggers also equally wanting that championship as badly as Tony wants it, as Christian Anderson has not won a series since 2020, as she's currently right now a two-time Triple Threat Series champion, as she ended up winning the Triple Threat Series back in 2019 and in 2020. So, Christian's been quite a while. It's been 5 years since she's won a series championship, so she really wants it badly. And she really wants to walk away with another series championship, so she can lock in these last couple of stops and try to get that win. Then the other big noteworthy thing to note here is we've got Jamie Garner and Overboard and Zach Garner, Wildside, replacing the Hall brother trucks of Mark Holland, Raminator, and Kirk Kramer and Hotsy. As right now, I think there's going to be some family stuff going on that weekend for Mark Hall and stuff like that, so he's just not able to make it out to the event. So he called up. Sorry if I'm yawning, everybody in this video. I'm quite tired, but so he called up the Garner team, Jamie and Zach, the Overboard team, and they're gonna be ready to burn it down that weekend. They're probably not gonna be able to win the series as they just joined the tour, and they're probably too far behind in points. But they're definitely gonna try to try to get some wins here and there, and try to give everybody a run for their money as trying to show that these stadium guys can do it in these arenas. And, definitely I'm going to walk away with some wins. Zach Garner is also going to be very excited to compete in this arena show. As he competed here last year for the final stops on Arena Series East, where he ended up winning the Arena Series East last year. So he'll be very excited to be back on the Arena East Tour. And I'll be very excited to compete with drivers like Christian Anderson, who he competed with last year. And I'll be ready to try and get some wins in the city where he ended up winning his series championship last year. We cannot wait for Colorado Springs to come very soon, within around 2 months, and we cannot wait to see who will win Arena Championship Series East that weekend. The next Diecast, these are actually the next Diecast stop tour that we have here is actually going to be the final one until the Monster Jam World Finals, which will be in Miami, Florida at Lone Depot Park from June 28th through June 29th, which will feature the lineup of Adam Anderson and Gravedigger, Caleb Blood and Sparkle Smash, Tristan England and JCB Digatron, Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger, Todd LeDuc and Megalodon, Jamie Garner and El Toro Loco, Bryce Kenny and Monster Mutt, Zach Garner and Wildside, Colvin Ard and Black Pearl, Matt Pagliarulo and Jester, Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken, and Michael Pagliarulo and Excalibur. So it looks like out here for our Stadium Tour West, we're basically ending off the tour more in the southeastern coast of the United States. We have a total of 3 Florida shows and 2 Georgia shows to wrap up the season. And this may be where we crown our series champion at here in Miami, in the beautiful Miami, in the beautiful stadium of Lone Depot Park. We can't wait to see what happens in Miami. And we can't wait to see who will walk away with the series championship. Now, it's going to be a bit of a smaller track compared to Atlanta and Fort Myers. But they're still going to be able to work with it. It seems like every single time we do a show on the pool table for the Stadium Tour West, just gets better and better each and every time. And the drivers just figure out this track and master and get better at it each and every time. So we cannot wait to see how these drivers will do in Miami. And it's definitely going to be a very exciting show. Some drivers definitely need to keep an eye out for in this show. We got to keep our eye out on the Pagliarulo trio, as it's another home show for them. And Miami holds a deep place in the heart of the team, as this is where it all started for them. And although not in this venue, but in this city, this is where it all started for them 10 years ago, with Matt Pagliarulo and Jester making his competition debut here in Miami. So he's definitely going to be wanting to bring home a win. Try to represent for 10 years of tomfoolery motorsports and 10 years of Jester. And it would also be happy and exciting as well to see either Nick or Michael as well take home a win. And especially for Michael. Michael's going to be ready to burn it down as well, as Michael did pretty good. We were pretty close to the Miami area back in 2024 last year in September for Sunrise, as Michael had a really good appearance last year in Sunrise, where I believe he took home an overall event championship, a freestyle win, and some sky wheelie wins as well. So Michael's going to be ready to and be super excited to be back in South Florida to try to do another event, and he hopes to do really well, and he hopes to bring home that overall and hopes to bring home a win. Colvin Darn, Black Pearl, he's looking for some redemption. Miami after last year. No, he sadly did not get a chance to compete in Miami due to him trying to heal up from his injury he had sustained in Minneapolis due to a fractured bone in his arm. So Cole Vennard, he's gonna be ready to. Michael Pagliarulo was driving Black Pearl last year in Miami. Cole Vennard is very happy to be making a return to Miami, as I believe last time he was here, he got a freestyle win. So Cole Vennard has had some pretty good success here in this venue, and so he's hoping to continue on that success coming up that weekend in Miami, and he hopes to bring home a win. We've also got some other competitors we got to look out for. Team Gravedigger, they're going to be ready to burn it down in South Florida as well. Todd Dukes also had some pretty good luck here in the past as well. Tristan England, JCB Digatron, got a Stadium Freestyle of the Year nominee from his run he had last year. Last year, when Tristan was in Miami, he absolutely burned it down, and that was probably his best run, possibly of his whole career, and of his season last year. So he's definitely ready to try to have another repeat of that, and he's gonna be ready to burn it down yet again in Miami. And then last up, we've also got to keep our eye out for Caleb Blood and Sparkle Smash. Last time Caleb Blood was here back in 2023, she had some pretty good luck here as well. And so, she's going to be ready to try to burn it down and hopefully try to walk away with some wins. Caleb Blood already has a win in every single competition this year, so she told him to get some more. Hopefully she can. She already has, I believe, 2 racing wins from Glendale and Anaheim Show 2. She has a skills win from Anaheim Show 1 and a freestyle win from Arlington. So she hopes she can get a win here in Miami. And also, so you also never got want to count out Jamie Gardner, Zach Garner, or Bryce Kenny, as they could also burn it down as well and lay down some good runs. And we're just very excited for Miami, and we're really excited for the ending conclusion of Stadium Tour West, as it should be very exciting, and we cannot wait to crown some champions here over the summer as we wrap up all of our tours. Also, one last thing I want to talk about with Caleb Blood real quickly is that Caleb Blood, he's always had lots of luck here in the southeastern coast of the United States, and in states like Georgia and Florida, and even other states as well, like Tennessee and Alabama. She's had some really good luck over her career in Monster Jam, so she's hoping that hopefully that luck can continue here this year. Tampa didn't really go the best that she had wanted to earlier on in the season, back in spring break during March, so she's hoping to get some redemption here in this southeastern coast area in these final 5 shows in Fort Myers, Atlanta, and Miami, and she's hoping she can do really well, and all these drivers are hoping to do well and burn it down in this latter half of the season. The next big thing we're going to be doing over the summer break is I will be attending the Monster Jam World Finals in Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm very excited for this. Now, the format may not be the best, and we may not like it as much compared to the formats from all the other World Finals, but hey, I'm still going. It's Monster Jam World Finals. I've kind of made it a goal now ever since 2019 to not miss a single World Finals until the day I die. So, I definitely have to come out to this event right here. I'm very excited. This will mark off a new city, a new venue, and a new state off the list as far as me and my travel journeys for Monster Jam. And so far in my Monster Jam career of attending shows, I've been to 5 different states attending shows. Those being Florida, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, and California. And now we get to put Utah on the list as well. So we're very excited for this. As far as videos you can expect from that weekend, I am going to maybe try to do a Thursday at the stadium vlog as to hopefully try to recreate some of the magic that we had last year here and get another one of those viral videos, because we really need that as well to help pay off the trip. So I really love to try to do something like that, but I'm very sure about that as of right now, as I don't know when they're doing practice on Thursday. I don't know when they're doing practice. I don't know if they're doing it on Tuesday or on Wednesday or Thursday morning. I have no clue. I do know when we had almost like a format almost similar to this in 2023. Remember they did practice the morning of the main field qualifying. So maybe that's what they'll do again here this year. We'll have to see. We'll have to wait to find out. So that video is not a guarantee, but as far as videos I can guarantee, we will be having 3 pit party vlogs. Well, I don't know if we're have 3. We may have either 2 or 3. I don't really know if there's gonna be a pit party for the LCQ/Mainfield qualifying day. I really don't know. As of right now, I have to take a look back at the schedule. Well, but we're definitely gonna. I'm definitely gonna get pit party vlogs though for Friday and Saturday, and maybe one on Thursday. And you also can expect all the competitions as well. You can expect to see the last chance qualifier, the main field qualifying, and then days 1 and 2. Now, due to all the filming policies and stuff like that, me not wanting to get copyrighted, I'm not gonna post really a full show like how unlike last year I didn't post a full show because I didn't want to get copyrighted, because it seems like due to the filming policy, I want to keep my videos shortened, so that way my videos can get less likely chance of getting copyrighted by Feld in Monster Jam. So most likely I'll try to I maybe will combine the I maybe will combine the main field qualifying and the last chance qualifier, but I'm not sure. But as of right now, I'm thinking about most likely going to split that up into 2 separate videos. We're also going to expect to see, we're going to be posting each competition, so most likely we'll also have for the weekend as far as filming the event. We'll most likely, for Friday, we'll most likely have a video for the stunt and racing. And then we'll have a separate video for 2-wheel skills, and I'll have a separate video for freestyle in the fireworks show. And then on Saturday, we're gonna have a video for the stunt and racing. And then we're gonna have a video for the for high jump. And then we're gonna have a video for freestyle. And the end of the event. And yeah, that may be it for content and the pit party vlogs as well. There are also, actually, there's also 2 other videos we'll be having before the World Finals happens. I will be posting my analysis video, posting basically my thoughts on the Monster Jam World Finals lineup. I'll be posting like my thoughts and who I think deserve their spots and why, and who doesn't deserve their spots and why, and who could be missing out and stuff like that. So I'll be giving all my opinions on that, most likely on the week of the event. Then 1 week after the event, I will be doing my World Finals recap, where I'll recap and analyze and do all my thoughts about the experience and about the event as well on that date. On that event, I'll be doing all of that as well in a separate video, and that'll pretty much be it for content. And from Monster Jam World Finals weekend, I'm very excited. Can't wait to see all the people in the community. Can't wait to go hang out with all the drivers. I'm very, very excited, and I'm very excited for the event. We cannot wait to come, and World Finals just couldn't get here any faster. Next up will be my Diecast World Finals, Monster Jam World Finals 26, which will be happening July 18th through 19th, 2025 in Salt Lake City, Utah. Now, we will be having more information on the format and the schedule and the lineups and everything. That'll be coming to you very soon. Hopefully, that will come out the week of the actual World Finals once we have all of our tours wrapped up. So hopefully June 30th, maybe July 1st will be when we have, or maybe July 2nd will be when we have that video pulled up for the full lineup. I mean, we already have one driver confirmed, that being Charlie Pauken in Gravedigger, but we hope to have, we can't wait to hopefully have more in the field. Is most likely we're going to be doing 28 trucks again. And as far as I know, as a brief little schedule, we're gonna try to do the bowling in there at some point. Hopefully Jackson and Jonas can make it out again this year for the 4th year in a row. We can get both of them available. If for some reason they're not available, then it'll just be me, I guess, having to do a solo game maybe against my mom or my dad or something like that. I don't know. But we're hoping to try to do the bowling thing. I don't know what date it will be. It will most likely either be Monday through Thursday, one of those days in between Monday through Thursday, or it will be on Sunday, depending on what works best. With them, I definitely guarantee it won't be on Friday or Saturday, as that will be when the events are happening. Thursday will be the last chance qualifier, which we'll be bringing back, and the main field qualifying. Friday, we'll have pit party, will most likely be live streamed for Friday's pit party, and then we'll also be having Sue Will Skills and racing that night, and then on Saturday we will be having pit party, which will hopefully be live streamed again. I'm not really for sure and certain on that one. And then we'll also be having high jump and freestyle as well on Saturday, and then we'll be having some encores as well. Don't know what they're going to be for each event. Sunday we're going to try to do another award ceremony, and I may do a press conference again, but I'm very unsure about that because of the footage copywriting, so I may not be able to show trailers and stuff like that for announcements and stuff like that for the new World Finals location or for the new stunt. I may not be able to show that, so I'm very unsure if we're going to do a press conference again this year. We'll have to wait and find out to see if that will happen or not. No, we'll just have to wait and see. More information on the full schedule and stuff like that, more details about the event will be coming to you the week of the actual World Finals, sometime in between June 30th and July 1st or 2nd. We'll have that video out. But we cannot wait for our 26th edition of my Diecast World Finals, and we cannot wait to invade Rice Eccles Stadium for the first time ever in our Diecast shows. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. You all need to be sure you are going to be stay tuned for that. Next up, for possibly one of our last things we'll be doing during the summers, we will be going to do some more IRL Monster Jam events, as we'll most likely either be going to, we're going to try to go to Sunrise, Florida at Amarin Bank Arena, and Orlando, Florida at the Kia Center. Now, I'm very unsure of what this weekend schedule will look like just yet on what events I'm attending, since for some reason this year they weirdly decided to do Sunrise and Orlando on the same exact weekend. Also, for everybody who wants to know lineups, as the lineups got announced literally the day as I'm recording this, like literally I checked like Instagram an hour before I started recording the video, and they have the lineups announced. So real quickly, the Sunrise lineup will feature Wes Anderson and Gravedigger, Barry Musauer and Zombie, MJ Solario and El Toro Loco, Brandon Teleshka and Jessica Erduntu, Michaela Teleshka and Megalodon, Mark Hall and Raminator, Kurt Kramer and Ramunition, and a to-be-announced truck and driver. Will most likely be a Feld driver. I don't know who it will be. Maybe it will be Angelina Knock. That's who my guess is and my prediction is. But we're unsure. We're unsure of that as of right now. So we'll have to wait and see when more info comes out on who that TBA truck and driver will be. And so that'll be Sunrise lineup. Orlando will feature Chris Anderson and Gravedigger, Colt Stevens and Thunder Roars, Fernando Martinez and El Toro Loco, Jamie Sullivan and Sparkle Smash, Michael Pagliarulo and Excalibur, Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken, Jamie Garner in Overboard, and Zach Garner in Wildside. So they're both very solid lineups, and I definitely have my preferences for why I want to go to each of these shows. I definitely want to go to Orlando because I don't really get to see Kristen Anderson that often. I mean, the only times I've really gotten a chance to see her over these past 3 years is only for World Finals, so I'd love to see her drive an arena event. I'd also love to get to see Jamie Sullivan drive Sparkle Smash for Orlando. I'd also love to get to see Fernando Martinez drive for maybe my first time if he's not invited to World Finals, as I've never seen Fernando drove yet, and he's really up there on my bucket list for drivers I really want to see drive. So that will be really cool. And then, of course, I got to see the Pagliarulos and the Garner team again. And then I also definitely want to go to Sunrise because, we got Weston Anderson, the Telechkas. I really, really want to see them compete again. And also, one of my first time in a very long time, I'll most likely get to see the Hall brothers compete, as I've never really seen them compete. I've only seen them compete twice, and I haven't seen them compete in person with my two own eyes in person ever since 2018. So I would really love to see that team compete again. I'm really hoping that I can get a chance to go to both Sunrise and Orlando on the same weekend. I did the math. They're about 3 hours apart from each other. So my goal as of right now is to try to do the 2 Saturday shows in Sunrise and then do the Sunday show in Orlando. So that's one of the 4 possible outcomes of what I could possibly be doing for events that weekend. The second outcome is I go to the 2 Saturday events in Orlando, and then I do the Sunday event in Sunrise. And then the other possibility I have for going to an event that weekend is if I only do just Sunrise, just do all 3 Sunrise shows, or if I just decide to do all 3 Orlando shows. But yeah, we're currently unsure about that. So right now, I definitely gotta do some talk with my parents. But I'm hoping that first option, doing the 2 Sunrise Saturday shows, and then the 1 Orlando Sunday show, will hopefully work out. And for content you can expect from those events, you can expect some highlights videos from the shows and some truck processions. And that'll be about it. No behind the scenes vlogs and pit party vlogs. That will not be happening. So, yeah, that'll be hopefully very fun, and we can't wait for these shows to happen. And I hope I get to go to both of these. And these will also be on my first Monster Jam events in my home state of Florida since Jacksonville, which happened back in March. So we are very excited for Monster Jam to return back to the Sunshine State of Florida, the free Sunshine State of Florida. And the last thing that will be happening on our summer break will happen in the last week of August, or actually, well, the last weekend, the second week of August, the second weekend of August, for our end of summer show for my Diecast tour. We don't know what the event will be as of right now. More stuff on that event will be getting announced most likely sometime during my World Finals weekend, and so you'll get a chance to figure that out 2 weeks practically before, or 3 weeks before the event will happen at my end of summer show. And about my end of summer show, you'll get to learn more information about that at World Finals. It'll either get announced either during the pit party, or it'll get announced in the press conference if we do one. So yes, that will be happening. We can't wait to see where our end of summer show will happen. Over these past couple of years, we've held it in 3 different cities. 2022, we held it in, we did our annual end of summer show in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And then in 2023, we were in Nashville, Tennessee. Then last year, in 2024, we were in Orlando, Florida. So we can't wait to see where our end of summer show will be taking place this year in 2025. And we can't wait for more announcements about that to come up within the coming weeks, or within the coming months. Also, something that could happen spread throughout the summer break could be a playthrough of Monster Jam Showdown, as I won't be doing events on the Showdown due to some reasons with some the stuff about the game kind of making it harder to do events on And compared to Steel Titans, such as I don't know if the gender swap feature is a thing in this game, and not having enough stadiums in the actual cities that they're in. There is also no two-wheel skills mode or game challenge setting or something like that that you can do. And I don't know if there's a gender swap either for the male and female drivers, and there's also no training truck to serve as a blank truck for the trucks that aren't in the game, like Classroom Crusher, Mayhem, Raminator, Ramunition, Terminal Velocity, Crazy Train, Plane Crazy, Raminator, Ramunition, or Classroom, and whatever trucks else aren't in the game, Terminal Velocity. So, yes, I won't be doing any events on there, but I may do a playthrough and a walkthrough, kind of like how I used to do with the SpongeBob games back in the day. Hey, so, we'll be finally doing another video game walkthrough for the first time in 2 years. The last time we did a video game walkthrough was for Cosmic Shake, the SpongeBob game, the Cosmic Shake, back in 2023, throughout March and April. So, we're very excited, hopefully, to bring back this playthrough of Monster Jam Showdown, and we cannot wait to have ton of fun with the game, and I'm hoping to do a walkthrough. Now, it won't be one part every day, kind of like how we did for the SpongeBob games. Most likely, these will maybe only be we film one part every single week. But yeah, we're very excited for the showdown, and we can't wait to have a playthrough for you, for all you fans, since I've gotten some requests to play the game. And that'll be wrapped for my summer break schedule. Now, sadly, there will also be no SpongeBob videos. Speaking of him, no SpongeBob videos during the summer, as I'm trying to focus on creating as best of a profit for my channel as I can. And I don't think SpongeBob videos were that profitable, and it could hurt my channel if I did a lot of those. So there'll be no SpongeBob video game playthroughs, walkthroughs of SpongeBob games I've still yet to play and do walkthroughs of for the channel, like the movie game, or the Revenge of the Flying Dutchman, or Creature from the Krusty Krab. And there will also be no speed runs, like for Battle for Bikini Bottom, or Rehydrated, or doing the speed runs, as I just won't have enough time during the summer. I wish I could be doing these SpongeBob playthroughs and speed runs for you guys, as trust me, I would most likely still be doing them right now if it weren't for all these Monster Jam filming policies. And I'm also getting older, so money's more important and concerning, and in much more of a need. So that way we can continue to do what we do on this channel, to go to all these Monster Jam shows. I'd much rather be going to all the IRL Monster Jam shows and going to as many as possible than doing the speed runs and stuff like that. So, yeah, so there will be none of that type of content, sadly. I mean, if it weren't for the filming policies and stuff like that, and if we were getting 50,000 views and stuff like that on all the Diecast and IRL Monster Jam content, and I would definitely say I would still be doing all the SpongeBob stuff for you guys. But sadly, we're kind of putting it on hold and putting it at rest for now, and maybe one day the SpongeBob content will be back. If there's ever a new SpongeBob game that'll come out, I may definitely do a walkthrough for you fans. For you SpongeBob fans on the channel, I'll definitely do a playthrough for you guys if there's ever a new SpongeBob game that comes out. Or maybe once the channel gets less serious and and makes more profit or something like that, maybe I could bring back SpongeBob videos. But as for now, they're just going to be put on hold, and we're just not going to do them. And for now, I'm going to be focusing more on Monster Jam and Monster Truck content. So, we're very excited for another summer break to come. It's been a very long and hard school year. We've worked really hard, and we cannot wait for a 2-month break coming up soon. We're more exactly 1 month away from the start of summer break of 2025. We cannot wait. We hope to make this bigger and better than last year, and hope we try to make this one of the best summer breaks of all time. And we hope to have fun, as this may be one of our last, and possibly the last summer break forever. So, we hope this is the last summer break we ever have for my whole life. We hope it will be a banger, and it'll be a banger, and we hope it will cook and be really good and make it one of our best ever. And we're just very excited. We cannot wait to crown some champions, attend some Monster Jam shows, crown some more champions for my Diecast show. Let's crown some world champions, crown some stadium and arena series champions. We cannot wait to have all these shows that we're having during the summer, with some old cities returning that we've done before in previous summers, like Atlanta, Miami, and even have new cities like Fort Myers, and even like Colorado Springs and South Haven. So it's gonna and East Rutherford. So it's gonna be fun. We cannot wait. Everybody, please be sure you like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you guys can be notified for when the content from this summer break comes out. Alrighty, bye-bye, everybody. Have a God bless day, and we can't wait to see you guys in a month for my summer break of 2025. But in the meantime, in this last month, we got quite a few stuff coming up, like we got a lot more Diecast shows coming up to wrap up some of these tours and get these tours not wrapped up, but start to get wired down to the end of these tours and these points championships, as well as my first ever Hot Wheels Monster Trucks live show that I will be attending in Kissimmee, Florida, next weekend. So we still have some fun stuff looking forward to as we head into the summer break. But, we're very hyped up on summer break right now, and we can't wait for it to come, as it could not come soon enough. And enough of me yapping. It's been a long video. Bye-bye, everybody. We'll see you all later.